Welcome, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dig in.
Today, we're going back in time, way back to ancient India.
Oh, fascinating.
It really is. We've got our trusty study guide and answer key with us, ready to tackle some big questions about India's geography, religions, and those powerful empires.
Sounds like a plan. Where do we start?
Let's start with the basics, the lay of the land. What geographic advantages helped ancient India thrive?
Well, for one, its strategic location. Right on the Silk Road. Imagine that.
A prime spot for trade and cultural exchange, then.
Exactly. Plus, India's diverse climates and fertile lands, a perfect recipe for success.
So they could grow a ton of different crops.
Absolutely. Everything from spices to textiles, all highly sought after.
That makes a lot of sense. But our sources mention downsides too, right?
True. That vastness, the decentralized nature, it made them vulnerable.
Vulnerable to what?
Invasions, of course, a tempting target for ambitious empires.
That explains the constant rise and fall of empires in Indian history. Now, our sources list a bunch of crops: beans, rice, cereals, spices, dyes, cotton, sugar. The works. Were they all equally important?
They all played a role, but cotton was the real game changer.
Oh, how so?
It dominated global trade, impacted economies far beyond India.
Oh, that's pretty impressive for a single crop. Okay, time to switch gears to religion. Our study guide focuses on Hinduism with these terms: samsara, moksha, dharma, and karma. Can you break those down for us?
Sure. Think of samsara as the cycle of reincarnation, life, death, and rebirth. The goal is to break free, reach moksha, liberation from that cycle.
So moksha is the end goal.
You could say that. Then you have dharma, fulfilling your duties, living righteously. It's like your unique path.
And karma.
Karma is the consequence of your actions, affecting your next life in the cycle.
So it's all connected.
It's a fascinating system, very intricate.
Were there other religions in ancient India besides Hinduism?
Absolutely. Jainism branched off from Hinduism, emphasizing nonviolence even more. And then there's Buddhism, which actually started in India.
Interesting. It seems like a very diverse spiritual landscape.
Mm.
Let's talk empires now. Our study guide focuses on the Gupta Empire and this ruler, Chandragupta II. What made him stand out?
Well, he was a brilliant military strategist, expanded the empire significantly.
So a conqueror.
More than that, he was a skilled administrator, too. He set up a clever system of provinces controlling this vast territory effectively.
So a builder as well as a conqueror.
Exactly. And his era is known as the Gupta Golden Age.
I've heard of that. What made it so golden?
Advancements in everything. Art, literature, science, the works.
What kind of advancements?
Well, the Sanskrit writing system flourished, leading to a boom in literature, including the Bhagavad Gita, a key Hindu text.
The Bhagavad Gita was written in Sanskrit. That must have been crucial for preserving knowledge.
Absolutely. And speaking of knowledge, we can't forget Aryabhata,
The scholar from the Gupta era.
the one and only. He made incredible discoveries in astronomy and math.
Like what?
Like, he figured out the Earth rotates on its axis and revolves around the sun.
Wow.
And that's not all. He calculated pi, developed the concept of zero, the base 10 number system. He even realized the moon reflects the sun's light.
That's mind-blowing. How did he figure all that out back then?
It's truly remarkable. His work laid the foundation for so much of modern science.
Amazing. Our sources also mention the decline of the Gupta Empire. What happened?
A combination of factors, really. Invasions, this time by the White Huns, weakened them considerably.
And internally.
Decentralization played a role. Local rulers asserting their autonomy, leading to fragmentation.
The classic rise and fall. But what came after the Guptas?
Out of the chaos rose the Bhakti movement.
What was that?
It was a devotional form of Hinduism, emphasizing a personal connection with the divine.
So a spiritual response to the changing times.
Exactly, offering hope and comfort amidst the uncertainty. Okay, let's shift our focus now away from mainland India. Southeast Asia, our sources mention these thalassocracies.
Oh, so what?
Thalassocracies, basically empires that rule the seas, controlling trade and projecting power through their navies.
So like ancient naval superpowers.
Precisely. Our sources highlight three big ones: the Chola, the Khmer, and the Srivijaya empires. They connected India to the wider world through trade and cultural exchange.
Fascinating. And they built Angkor Wat, right? I've always been in awe of those temples.
Angkor Wat is a masterpiece, a vast Buddhist temple complex in Cambodia. It embodies the Khmer Empire's artistic brilliance.
I can only imagine. Okay, let's head back to India and tackle a more complex issue. The caste system.
Right, that strict hierarchy.
Our study guide lists Brahmins at the top, untouchables at the bottom. Can you elaborate on this system and its impact?
The caste system permeated every aspect of life. It dictated your occupation, social interactions, even marriage
So
prospects.
your entire life was predetermined.
Essentially, your caste dictated your place, your opportunities, everything.
Sounds incredibly rigid.
It was praised for maintaining order, but criticized for perpetuating inequality and discrimination.
A double-edged sword, then. Our last source is a map of ancient India, highlighting those crucial geographic features.
The map really brings everything together. The Ganges and Indus rivers, fertile land, and vital transportation routes.
And those massive Himalayas in the north.
A natural barrier, shaping migration patterns and the region's identity.
Plus the surrounding waters. The Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, they must have been essential for trade and cultural exchange.
Absolutely. The map shows how geography shaped India's destiny. You see those fertile plains?
I do, and those towering mountains, bustling trade routes. It's incredible how interconnected it all is.
Ancient India was a land of complexity and beauty, that's for
A
sure.
truly fascinating civilization.
Hey.
But we've only scratched the surface. Stay tuned for part 2 of this deep dive, where we'll delve deeper into the legacies and lessons of ancient India.
Their impact echoes through time, you know?